Okay, folks, here we are with the Cell Analogy Project Day 1 instructions. Based on some of the emails I received, I wanted to put together a little video, and I'm becoming more comfortable with this technology, and I honestly miss talking while I teach, and I miss you kids so much too. I hope everyone's doing well, and I'm really looking forward to when you are going to be Zooming live with me, which I'm planning to post some hours for this week for you to sign up for. So today is day 1 of the Cell Analogy Project. And what we're looking at is basically the gist of what's happening with this project. So in this project, you're going to be creating your own analogy to show how the different cell organelles work together for the whole cell to properly function as what we know is the basic unit of life. So that means each of these cell organelles has, and what that says there is, have individual functions, okay? The cell organelles have individual functions. I'm gonna have to adjust my distance of my camera going forward. So today when you opened up your attachments, you found the instructions. So this was the first sheet of instructions, which basically just kind of went over some of the background and started to explain your task, which is how you're going to create an analogy. And then it created and outlined for you a specific set of goals. And these goals have key terms here that have to do with the level of thinking and application that you're going to be doing throughout this project. So here are those goals, okay? So we're going to be stating the names of every cell organelle that we have been learning about. We're going to identify each of their functions, explain how the individual parts of a cell work together so the whole cell can function as a unit of life. We're going to relate the cell to another system of your choice, compare the cell organelle to a part of that system, design a visual representation that shows your analogy, produce a short video presentation of your project, and then at the end, we will be able to critique each other's work, okay? So that's the overall what we're doing. You can refer back to this post throughout the project. As a matter of fact, to make it easier so that you're not looking all over the place for different attachments, each day I will post the new portion of what we're doing, and I will continue to attach this document each day so you don't have to keep going back to other places. There is a procedure and timeline that I provided. And so today we're working in this first box. It looks like a lot. It's really not. It just is me spelling it out for you because a lot of people are not reading directions. So even though we are on social distancing and we are home learning from home, some things stay the same, which is a lot of people just look at something and think they know what to do and they don't read the directions. So please save yourself the hassle and make sure you read that I clearly spent time typing up what you need to do. So today you're going to open the chart file, and each student has been given their own. So that file looks like this. When you open it, it's color-coded because you know I love color coding. And today you will be filling out the orange column, which is basically just jotting down notes. It can be phrases. It doesn't have to be in full sentences. Telling me, reviewing what you've learned already about what is the function of each of these parts of the cell. Now, I've included links to additional places where you can look. This is an interactive piece that you drag the mouse over the cell, and it has an audio piece that talks to you about each cell part. This one is a YouTube video. If you want to watch a YouTube video, there's video and audio. This one is a piece of reading. If you just want to look at a chart diagram with some artwork and you want to read it yourself. And this one is a link to our original assignment, which was the Amoeba Sisters video, which you should already have work on. So you can always refer back in your notebook to stuff you've already done. So you should not be doing a lot of research. However, I did include links here for all different learning styles. So today you're simply filling out this part. And notice we're focusing on an animal cell, but I wanted to throw in the cell wall and chloroplast there because they are important parts of the eukaryotic plant cell. And if it fits well in your analogy, you can include these and that will be a bonus. So today, you're simply filling out on your file what each cell part does as its individual function. And the other piece you're doing is opening up this file, which is shared with the entire class, which is making me so excited because I see so many of you have already filled this out. This is where you're going to propose to me what you want to use for your analogy. Now, you cannot use a city because that's one that I've already done and we've done in our lessons. But I threw up a I posted up a whole list of ideas, but please don't limit yourself to mine. I just kind of threw a whole bunch out there that my family and I were brainstorming over dinner the other night. And I want you to feel that you can be as creative as you want to be. So you're welcome to add a different topic. But if some of you were stuck, I didn't want you to get stuck on the figuring out what you wanted to use as your analogy. I want you to be able to go forward with it. So I'm going to go back and read these. And I'm going to fill in this last column today, just letting you know if your choice was approved. Just please review and make sure you haven't chosen something someone else did. I'm really excited about some of these things that I see. For example, someone wants to do a garden. I love that because you know I love gardening. Someone wants to do the human body. All right, I love that one. Those, by the way, are a shout out to Brielle and Pavel. I also thought one that I hadn't thought of was an ecosystem. Shay, all right, I love that one. Ooh, Peter's doing an engine. I love that idea. And I see a computer on here. There's a lot of really good ideas. Every one of these looks great. I'm going to go in and put it in. And so although this didn't seem like a ton of work for today, really you should start with your brainstorming process to really start solidifying how you're going to make your analogy fit and work properly. So don't be afraid to move on today. But I would just fill this part out, fill that other part out, and then really start with some of your planning, which you don't have to necessarily turn into me, but you want to start working on. One last thing before I end this video is I wanted to show you some sample projects that I attached to the instruction sheet. So this is not one that you can do. You may not use this example, but this student had done, the cell is like a ship. And they did a really detailed drawing of a ship. And they labeled all the different parts. And then there is a writing piece that goes along with this. They had some parts we didn't have, like cilia and flagella, which are used for movement. So you can see they put that as the propeller on the boat there. But they really were very intricate in their details and named each part of the ship and gave it a part that corresponds to a cell part. Okay, so you'll be doing a visual representation. You can do a drawing like this. It doesn't have to be a poster size, but you do see how this student put a lot of effort in. Another one that was really interesting and cool that I liked from another class, these are student samples from other classes, was someone had done, the cell is like Hunger Games, and they did different parts. You can see they made this look like a cell, and then they did all different worlds, I guess the different zones in Hunger Games, and then drew different things and started labeling them, and their explanation will be in the written portion. This is just the drawing portion. So for some of you who are super artistic, this is going to be a place for you to shine. I love seeing your work. If you're like me and you're crafty, but not necessarily artistic, you're going to see in the instructions for that part that there's options. You do not have to hand draw something. There'll be some other options on how you can present your visual representation. So I miss you all, and I hope you're doing well. Please email me if you have any questions. And for today, that's what you're going to do. Good luck.